Okay, y'all. Video number 3 of the day. I'm rolling them, bitch. This is Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, Season 5, Episode 7, entitled 3 Ring Circus. We start off with Carly Red deciding to meet up with Tommy because, according to her, Jacqueline told Carly when she threatened to blackmail her that Tommy was saying some pretty disparaging things about her. So she struts in her little poodle mini dress, her little poodle dress, child, with the sparkly shit on it. And she tells Tommy, Jacqueline told her that Tommy said that she had said bad things about her. Now, Carly Red went to trying to say that she didn't say anything, but yes, you did, girl, because even if you laughed along with it, she tried to say Jessica did all the talking, but in actuality, if you look at it, Jessica did do the majority of talking, but Carly talked too, and she was also amen in most of what Jessica was saying. And so you still guilty, bitch. You guilty by association because you spoke on the woman and then you amened everything that was being said about her after Jessica took over the conversation. Carly say, let me explain something the way my friendships is set up. She tells her that she tells her friends when someone is speaking down on them, whether they like it or not. And Tommy told her that's not always good because you end up offending those who don't need to be offended. Well, Carly didn't seem to understand what the girl was saying. So she gonna tell her, since I know that that's how you get down, you don't want to be told, you rather be in the dark about things. And Tommy said, hell yeah, I like to be in the dark. I don't have to know everything. Well, she said, well, since you feel that way, I won't tell you anything. Because like right now, it's something I need to tell you. But because you think that I talk too much and I tell too much, I'm not going to tell you. And she gets up and pussy pops her ass on out. Now, Tommy is saying in her confessional that Carly, it ain't nothing that Carly could be withholding that she would even care about. But girl, I tend to differ because, you know, we know how you tend to get about old scraps. So, child, I don't know. Child, these allergies, I ain't on no drugs, bitch. Not no narcotic anyway. But my allergies is tearing me a new ass. It's hot and I'm going through it. So plus I'm back to back and this light is on me, child. So forgive me for the sniffles and for the sweating because the bitch hot. Okay, I'm trying to give you the best of me, the best way I know how. So here it is. Okay. Well, she walks off and like I said, she don't give a fuck. Okay, that's what she say. Now let's go to Jacqueline, and she said she tired of living in a hotel. And I guess they couldn't get that rental mansion they had last season. So Jacqueline looking at a new home, and she got done down there with her because she tells us that she don't care about what Stevie has to say as of late. She looking for her a spot. Now, the realtor say that she gonna lead them to discuss the house, and she leaves, and Jacqueline and Dawn had that time to sit down and have a conversation. In that conversation, Jacqueline want to know why did Tommy come at Dawn like she did. Dawn say she don't even know her. Well, Jacqueline adds in there, well, she hangs out with KK, and when she said KK, Dawn realized what it was all about. So Dawn tells us, during her stint in prison, she met KK. Apparently, KK ain't do that long. She say KK only did like 10 or 11 months. How many long was you bitches in jail, ho? God damn, 10 months, bitch. That's like a year almost. And you sitting up here telling me that you ain't... She got out after you. Anyway, when Dawn got out, KK told her, holler at me, girl, when you get out. And when Dawn got out, she did, and they talked and shit. They hung out a couple of times, but basically, she disappeared. So she don't know what the fuck is going on with her, okay? She don't know why Tommy coming for her like that, so she say. As they running it down, here comes Stevie into the house. Stevie like, I knew I smelled a rat. when he seen Don was there. And he basically go in. He tell Jacqueline, I don't know what kind of old shit you trying to pull, but remember, I'm your manager. Nothing can be done without it going through me. Now, you got Don and them confessionals running off at the mouth talking about, she basically was trying to downplay Stevie's accomplishments in the music business. And my thing is this: how can you downplay his accomplishment when you an ex-con who ain't never had no accomplishments in the business? At least he had some. And I can't wait to hear this new shit that he got going on with Faith to see what he really still got in him. And let's not forget, some of Stevie J shit still pops today, bitch. So what are you talking about and why? She also talking about he the same Stevie J. He don't understand that Jacqueline is a grown woman and he gonna have to realize that she's not the young girl that she used to be, and she can make her own decisions. Jacqueline decides to tell Stevie that she wants to see his contract. And I'm like, bitch, we was here on season 1 and 2. You still ain't seen your contract. But Jacqueline she done grew some, y'all, because she tell him, don't make me have to go down there to the courthouse and subpoena my contract to be able to see it. This ain't about you. And he ain't trying to hear that shit. He pretty much pissed off that she's sitting up in there because Don has said a whole lot of things about him and Jacqueline in the past, but for reasons unknown, Jacqueline has turned over a new leaf and she wants to let bygones be bygones. Girl, that's you. And you shouldn't be trusting this bitch, but okay, whatever. Next, we go over to Carly Red's shop and she meeting up with old Mufasa Scrap, y'all. I'm like, bitch, what? Apparently, after the little, y'all remember episode 1 when they was having the memorial get-together thing for $1, Carly got it in her mind that she would like to do business with Scrap and Sass under her Red Entertainment. She also would like to have him as a guest on her little podcast she has through Playboy. She begins to ask him questions like, well, first he tell her Scrap is kind of busy, He right now he in the studio perfecting his single I'm a Dog, and he's kind of busy, but he feels like that's a good idea and they could possibly do that. She gonna ask him, and this was a gateway into what went on later with them in this scene. Are you a dog? He said, no, I ain't no damn dog. He said that he can only cheat if he's in a committed relationship that he has committed to. And I guess you're right, because technically we ain't seen him commit to none of these women, but he's leading them to believe it. And Carly should be mindful of that. But it looked like her cougar, puma, mountain lion antennas are up, and she is trying to see what this young man is working with. They flirting with each other. Next thing you know, child, he talking about he likes sweetness. She talking about she's sweet. She oozes with candy or sugar or whatever the fuck. We see him put her old ass up on that goddamn counter and they lip locking. And I'm like, just like that, huh? Just like that, you can be persuaded to lock lips with a man that you don't even know, and then you getting yourself in this situation knowing goddamn well you might not be scared of Tiara, but bitch, do you really want to run the risk of running into old Tommy, aka Layla Ali? Do you really want to get her back, her motherfucking ass mad? I don't know. Carly also told us that, cause he asked her about is she in a committed relationship. She tell him that, yeah, I'm dating life, but I don't know what things are with us because he ain't been around. Plus, he ain't been answering my calls or responding to my text messages, and she ain't seen him since that Playboy shoot. So I guess she feeling like no news is good news, and I'm free to go on and spread this old pussy wide wherever I want to, and that's what she gonna do. Next, we see K. Michelle and Jocelyn meet up, and I don't care because K, in my opinion, is on some bullshit. And, this season with this bullshit. She wants to stunt on the women of Atlanta. She felt like they did her wrong, and that to include Rashida, Mimi, Arian, all of them. But she ain't too crazy about Jessica dying. She ain't gonna fool with her. She a little too ghetto fabulous for her. But she wants to invite them to her third album listening party. Kay say, Kay, my thing is, baby, take a snippet out the Beyonce book of understanding how to deal with these hoes. Bitch, stay gracious. Let your paper be your fucking revenge, okay? Stay gracious. The best revenge is your paper. You successful in your own right. I mean, you know, I'm not over here buying up all your shit, but I like you, and there's certain things that you sing that I have purchased, and I like it, you know. I don't understand why at this stage of the game do you feel like it's even necessary to come back and try to prove something to these women. Now, I've heard you say they paid you a cute coin to come on down and through, but all money ain't good money, and once you elevate to a certain level, I just don't feel that you need to go back to try to prove anything, because your success speaks for you. That's just what I'm saying, okay? I believe that when a bitch got beef with you, she got beef with you forever. But let your numbers speak for it, like I do mine down here on the YouTube. Say what you want, but them numbers don't lie, okay? People watching my ass and people like my ass. I ain't gotta argue with the people that don't like me, and we can stay beefed out forever. But I ain't gonna stoop down out of my chariot, never not again, to throw tomatoes with peasants or court gestures either. Stay humble, boo-boo kid, is basically what I'm saying. Okay, let me see. All right, next we see Carly and Jessica meeting up, and Carly telling her about what went on down between her and Scrappy Mufasa down at her shop, and Jessica can't believe it because she know Tommy acts a fool, and she know Carly ain't really about that fight life like that. She telling her that, you know, that man mess around with them. She saying, oh, he said he don't do that shit. A man will tell you anything he need to tell you to get what he want from you, but apparently you was willing to follow along with it. So Jessica is like, girl, you do know that Tommy gonna come for you, guns blazing, as soon as she get word of this. But I can't be worried about this because I got my own little situation going on. Because see, Scrappy Lil Scrappy that is, he been FaceTiming and calling me as of late, and I got my own shit to deal with, so I really ain't trying to be involved in it. But you know better. She called that girl Mother Thought Teresa or something like that. She called Carly, and I agree. You know, you were, girl, you better still clear that mess. I don't think you ready to get down with Tommy, but you want to try it. Now, here's the moment that I got Chris totally, okay? Mimi tells her about Jacqueline, Dawn, KK, and Stevie mess, she reveals that Stevie asked her to stay at her house a while he figures out where he and Jacqueline stand. Bottom line, Chris didn't sign up for the mess, and she realizes that Stevie and Mimi has to co-parent, but she not here for other folks' drama and they mess. And she basically tell Mimi in so many words, you know, I'm going to step out the way to let you figure out what you need to do. Because, see, none of this important to you until it became important to Stevie. And I know that you got a child by Stevie, and by no means would I want to interfere with, you know, what you need to do to help your child's father. If you need to help him, then you go ahead on and help him. Although I was sitting here wondering, if they been staying in a hotel, why the fuck he can't go back and stay in a hotel opposed to coming to Mimi house? But you know, Mimi, at first she was feeling some kind of way, talking about she found it ironic that Stevie was talking to her when he was telling her about all that shit and asking her to stay. She found it ironic that he would be coming to her talking about the woman he left her for, but she gonna run it by Chris and run it by Jocelyn, because she don't want to let him come there and it be no conflict of interest with either one of the two. So now she's telling Chris about it, and Chris ain't here for it. Chris basically, like, I don't want to be involved in all of this. I know in order to be with you, I may have to deal with this shit, and this is shit that I'm not signing up for. So I'm going to step out the way and let you figure out how you want to handle your baby daddy situation and the things that come with him. And if you decide that we can work it out, then I'm here for you. But if not, it's been one hell of a ride. Now, Mimi's sitting there crying, saying that, are you breaking over me? Oh, girl said, I'm just stepping out the way so you can do what you need to do. She feeling some kind of way, but I'm going to tell you something. One thing about it, this just showed you that Mimi really was doing the gay for pay type of thing, and she don't want to be a part of this no more. She really ready to get out of this relationship with Chris. Not so much so maybe because she wants Stevie back, But because she not really vested in this relationship the way the young lady Chris seems to be vested in the relationship. And I was here for Chris when she said, I am not going to be a part of none of this. I'm going to step out the way to let you figure this shit out for yourself. And Mimi basically saying that she do need to figure some shit out. But what do you need to figure out? Anything going on between Steven and Jacqueline is between Steven and Jacqueline. You shouldn't interfere with that. And your baby daddy is not so broke that he cannot afford to stay at a hotel, because by his wife, on or so-called wife, on admission, that's where the fuck they been staying. That's where the hell he could be continue staying. But you want to be involved in this because you see this as your way out of this relationship with her that you really don't want to be in. So you sitting there crying, but you crying more that you getting your way out of it than you are that you gonna miss this girl, okay? Mimi wanted out all along, y'all. Next came Michelle invites Carly Red over to her video shoot, and she's saying she back in Atlanta for good, and she want to invite all the women she feel did her wrong to her 3rd album release party to stun on them. And again, Kate, why do you have to do this? You don't have to stun on nobody. She also talks to Carly about Jocelyn, to which Carly don't believe shit she talking about as far as with Jocelyn not trying to do her wrong. But she going to take the invite back to the ladies as Kate asked her to do. She inviting everybody except for Jessica Dime. And later on at a birthday party that's being thrown for Mimi and Arian, I guess their birthdays are about to come up and it's around the same time. Carly gives everybody they damn invite except Dime. Now Dime saying she ain't offended, but bitch, yes you is, because you felt some kind of way about not receiving a fucking invite. But Rashida offers to give her invite to Dime. Dime now acting like she ain't wanted it. Ain't no big deal. She tearing it up, talking about making it rain while she tearing the woman invite up and shit. But I don't know why you tearing it up, because bitch, you know you want to go to this damn event. Okay. Then we see Rashida and Dime go over to Bambi, who's sitting with Chaz, to speak. Bambi tells her she not dating Chaz. Like, we really gonna believe that that's really so, especially since we know on Instagram just the other day she accepted Scrappy's proposal. So, child, whatever. Anyway, she gets to talking about, so this is why Scrappy is FaceTime and texting and calling my phone. Now, him and Bambi supposed to be together, but she in the club with this dude saying they dating, and for reasons unknown, other than just simply to be a messy bitch, Dime feels like it's necessary to tell this woman this. And basically, Bambi like, girl, look, he has a right to do that. I don't need to know that. Now, why Bambi jump in her feelings talking about, well, I made it your business because I told you about it. Girl, she don't give a fuck. She told you, she don't care that Scrappy texting you, join the club, because just like he texting you, he texting her too. They gets into it, child. Rashida see that this shit ain't going right. She tell Bambi, I just came over here to speak to you, hello, and come on, Dime, carry your big ass on up out of here away from all this mess. Of course, Dime can't walk away and be gracious like a lady, because being a lady is not synonymous with being a hood rat. So she in there acting like she all that with that old Nicki Minaj ass wig on her head, talking about I took Scrappy and I can take this dude here, and he just looking at her crazy, and she feeling like she done did so because she arguing with Bambi, calling Bambi everything, but Bambi look 10 times better than you, and apparently she got the class that you will never know nothing about. They wind up going to another table. Arian hears all of this ruckus, and she like, we can't take these bitches nowhere. We supposed to turn up, not turn out. We get Dime and Rashida sitting down at another table. She talking about, old boy was looking at her booty, and Jessica, girl, just like Rashida had to point out to you, he wasn't looking at you, he was looking at that ass, girl. He looking at that motherfucking unrealistic size ass that you done went and bought for yourself with that little old bitty hip. Girl, that is not, that's not cute at all. But that's pretty much is all the fuck that happened on this episode of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. We're gonna see what's gonna happen next week, child. We see that OKK might turn up with Tierra trying to come at her crazy because Scrap get told that he gonna have to do possibly up to 5 years. I don't know. We're gonna see. One more video to do, y'all. That's Black Ink Crew. In the meantime, in between time, please like, comment, subscribe. Whoo, bitch, she work hard for her money. I'm telling you. See you guys for Black Ink Crew. Peace.